can feel a change of tide. Just stay for one night. One day you're gonna be my wife.
All right, what's going on, guys? John here from The Real Talk, back again with The Real Talk Podcast, episode 8 this time, guys. And today is actually a very special day. Today is February 27th, 2018. And we're going to get into that a little bit later. But first off, I kind of wanted to start off with my guest. And it's a very special guest. And that is Audrey. Audrey, what's going on?
Hey. Yes.
I'm so glad. Yeah, you're back. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Audrey is actually the one that started the Real Talk channel with me. And since I started doing my podcast with guests and stuff like that, I was like, you know what? We have to find a time to actually get her on here to talk movies, you know?
Yes, my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, I think we have that both in common. So how you been?
I have been good. Trying to transition from being in California. Now I'm in Texas. So
Yeah.
I'm still transitioning, but I'm doing good so far. Busy.
Well, that's good. Hopefully, like somehow we can get you back though over here.
Yes. Yes,
That'd be
that
real
is
cool.
the goal.
Because I know that even if you like, obviously you love movies, so it's kind of hard for you to like, let's say like this past Oscar season, like you had to wait, right, for like a lot of them to hit your area.
Yeah, because I live in a smallish town of El Paso, Texas, and
Yeah.
they don't show a lot of the art house films here. There's only one theater that shows more art house films, and they take forever. They don't show them when they come out. They show them like probably maybe like 3 weeks after they came out. So I was dying because there was a lot of movies that I wanted to watch, but I couldn't because they weren't showing them here. So
Yeah, I know.
So it's like-
I would rub it in your face and say, "Hey, have you seen this?" And you're like, "No."
yeah, I know, and it sucks because like over there in California, it's so easy. You know, you can watch anything over there.
Yeah.
So that's what I miss definitely.
Well, I'll say it's easier.
It's easier. Yeah.
Because like I mean, you know, like you used to live over here too. Like I still have to drive, but it's better than driving like a few hours. Like if
Yeah.
you were to drive out here, you know.
Yeah,
So-
like for The Shape of Water, I think the closest that they were showing it was, I think it showed me like Austin, and
Yeah.
that's like 8 hours away.
Jesus, yeah, I bet you weren't. You'd rather come back over here to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, no, I might as well just go to California, shoot, for that. But I was able to see it eventually, so that was good.
Yeah. All right, Audrey. So for my listeners, so you love movies, right? And obviously we started the Real Talk. So talk about like when exactly did your love of movies like start? Like when did you start looking at these films and like, you know what, like this is what I love. Like this is gonna be my passion.
I mean, I started pretty young. I think I've discussed this with you before. I think we even have a video where we go into it in depth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started really young. I was like an indoor kid, so I mostly just stayed inside and watched movies and read books and stuff like that. So my first memory like is legit going to the video store. I was probably like 5, like as young as I can remember, and
Yeah.
that was like the highlight of my day. Like after school, my mom or my dad would take me to the video store, and I would pick out a movie, and I would rewatch the same movie. Like I would just rewatch it like crazy. I remember
Yeah.
because I mean back in the day it was VHS, and I don't know if that ever happened to you where the tape would like snap.
Oh, the actual like the little strip.
Yeah.
Oh wow, no.
I would do that because that's how much I would rewatch them. Like I
Oh,
would
you just like
play
wear
it.
and tear, huh?
Yeah. I
Jesus.
would go through movies like crazy. So yeah, it started super young, and then it developed over time. And then when I got older and I was able to buy my own movies, I would go buy like stacks of movies. I would go to the like used video shop store, and they had them super cheap, and I would just buy whatever I could grab my hands on. And I've always been a movie person, so it's just
Yeah.
a big role in my life. For sure.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's why like when we first met, that was one of the reasons why I like talking to you, because we could just talk movies, you know. So I was like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, I have a shift with Audrey today. We could just talk like recent releases and just anything really.
Yeah, that's kind of what we had in common right from the get-go.
Yeah, that's something that brings a lot of people together, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. For sure.
So talk a little bit about, obviously, I think I came to you because I knew your love of movies. So I wanted to start this YouTube channel. I want to know, like, when I first asked you, like, what was your thoughts? Like, were you nervous, or did you, like,
No, I was super down. Like I was so
yeah,
excited. I remember I was like, "Yes, like I really wanted to do it cuz I had even been thinking about doing it myself, but I'm too much like I was like, "No, like I don't know, I'm kind of an awkward person, so I felt like I myself wouldn't be able to do it."
yeah,
But I felt like together, like in the beginning, our plan was to be three of us, me, you, and your cousin. But
yeah,
but I thought, oh, this is awesome. I was super excited. I was like, I hope he does it. I
yeah,
honestly didn't believe you. I remember when you told me, I was like, man, I don't believe him. He's not gonna do it. Like
yeah,
he's just saying that. But when we actually, you were like serious about it. I was like, like what? And it was just like I would look forward to it like every week. Like it was something that I looked forward to because I knew that we were just gonna chill and talk about movies. And
yeah.
it sucks that we weren't able to continue, but now we're back at it again.
No, yeah, definitely. I was bummed out too, and yeah, that was like one of the highlights of my week, to be honest. Is I love
Yeah.
talking movies, and that's why, I wanted to start the YouTube, because I was like, you know what, I have to like do something with this, like my voice or whatever, quote unquote, of movies, and what I think about and stuff like that. So like I said, that's why I was like, you know what, I don't want to do this alone. I was like, let me tell Audrey.
And I'm super happy that you chose me, by the way. Like, I was like honored. I was like,
Yeah.
why, thank you for believing in me.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. That's why, like, because I looked at, like, that's the thing. Like, I wanted someone to, like, that I can bounce off of, like, we like a lot of the similar films. And then, even so, I know that there's still some things that maybe we don't agree on, but I wanted someone to, like, that, damn, what could I say? Like, isn't afraid to voice their opinion on films,
Right,
Like, I
right.
wanted someone that's gonna really know what they're talking about, and
Mm-hmm.
hence, I think that's why we came up with that name too, the Real Talk.
Yeah, yeah, because we just wanted it to be raw and unfiltered opinions of movies and what we really think. And like you said, we do have a lot of similar choices of movies and directors that we like. But I know
Yeah,
we also have a few that we're kind of like, which I think is
yeah,
great because it brings like a balance.
yeah. And there's always two of those movies like we find each other like recommending, like, oh hey, have you seen this? No, like, oh, you gotta get out. Mostly me though. There's still like a laundry, like a long list of movies I still haven't seen.
I know, but we're working on it. We're working on it.
Yeah, we are. So okay, so I know this is gonna be tough for you.
Oh man.
Because I wanted to talk to you and ask you like about some of your favorite films, because you know me, obviously. My favorite film is Watchmen, but I don't know if
Uh-huh.
you have one. And like, if not, like, I want you to quickly talk about like what are some of your favorite films.
So not just one, because I mean I wouldn't be able to do just one.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. A lot of people can't choose one, and I couldn't for the longest time. But like, I just kept coming back to, like, to this story in specific. Like, I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, it kind of still kills me every time I say it a little bit, because there's so many other great films.
Yeah, there's just so many that like for me it what it boils down to is like there's movies that have made an impact in my life, like they actually that's how much I love them, that they actually made a difference in my life and my perspective of way of thinking and stuff like that. But then I
Yeah.
also have movies that are just movies that I grew up with that I just love because they bring back this nostalgic feeling for me. Oh
Yes.
man, where can I start? I'm looking at my collection right now just to see. Because like I said, I have so many, but I'm trying to think of like one of a few that I could just pinpoint. For me, definitely, like I said, I'm a big fan of this of westerns.
Yeah.
Because I've gone into this with you too. That my dad is a huge western guy. He likes movies. He watches them every Saturday. So for
Yeah.
me, as a kid, growing up, we would watch like Fistful of Dollars or Hang 'Em
Oh
High.
man. Yeah.
The Searchers. The Searchers is by far one of my favorites. I would say it's like it's at the peak because
Yeah.
I remember watching it and I was just like blown away because of how it was shot. It's just I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen it yet?
No. I'm just nodding my
John,
head. I was
you're
like, okay,
killing
cool,
me.
cool, cool.
John, you're
I'm
killing
telling you,
me.
this list will never end if we go through all the films that I haven't
But
seen.
The Searchers is great. But if you watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about. The way it's shot, it's just amazing. Another one for me growing up and like now headed towards my teen years, that made a big impact in me too for as far as what I was gonna like, I think, was Eraserhead by David Lynch. I remember watching that film and I was like, what is this? Like it was so
Yeah.
weird and bizarre, but I loved it. I was like, wow, like it was just so it's just so beautiful to me. And I still watch it to this day and I'm just like, man, like it still gives me like it still impacts me very
Yeah.
deeply. So and then that's kind of how I knew that I was gonna gear more towards what I like. That was my taste. Because even to this day, I really like weird movies like that. Another movie for me that made a big impact was The Holy Mountain. If you haven't watched that movie, it's a trip. Like,
Yeah.
for real. Like, it's a trip. A lot of people don't like it. I think it's a masterpiece because of when it was done.
Yeah.
When you think about it, you're just like, wow, like, that's insane. So I highly recommend that, too. Another guilty pleasure of mine, Pretty in Pink, can't go wrong.
Yeah. John Hughes, right?
Yeah, you just can't go wrong. It's 80s. Like, oh man, I love that movie. Another movie that I knew I was gonna like, yep, this is gonna be one of my guilty favorites. So my taste is all over the place, like I said. It's always been all over the place. I like everything. I like
Yeah.
horror too. I love horror. So Texas Chainsaw is definitely one of my favorite horror movies.
Yeah.
For sure. Not just
It's-
because I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
Not just because I'm from
And that's why I don't want to go visit you because that movie is like no, like I'm done. I don't eat when I take road trips. I'm skipping Texas. Like I'm sorry. Like that's how much like for real. That's how much that movie and even the more recent one, 2003. I think it was 2003. That's how badly it affected me for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I completely get it. I mean, and when you think about it, that movie was shot during the day. And I think we've talked about this before. That movie
Yeah.
was shot during the day, and it still manages to creep the hell out of you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, yeah,
And it wasn't
definitely.
even shot in the night. It wasn't even shot at night. And I'm just like, you're like, I'm getting the like creep right now just thinking about it. But
Yeah.
um,
Definitely,
But
because like, even the beginning when it's just like the narrator explaining, like that creeps me out. Like, and then the little noise that when they take pictures,
yeah.
oh fuck that! I don't know why that creeps me out too.
I remember watching that. I was probably, I want to say 14, and I remember I was like, "Wow, this is a great movie." So for sure, it instilled my like. That's how I knew that I was gonna like scary movies. Because ever since then, I wanted to watch anything I could get my hands on that I knew was gonna terrify me.
Yeah,
So yeah, so like I said, my taste is all over the place. I mean, I watch anything. I'll watch anything and everything. I like to give everything a shot, you know.
yeah,
You have to watch. I think that's important with film. I mean, sometimes some films will surprise you, you know.
yeah,
You think you're
definitely.
going to like them and then you don't, or you think you're going to hate it and you end up loving it. It's just that's what I love about film, that you just get surprised every single time.
Yeah, definitely. So I think it's been well established that you love film. We both do.
Yes.
But talk a little bit about like, do you have any other passions? I know you do, but like, I want you to talk about those.
You're
for
acting like you don't know me.
for the listeners, for the sake of this interview.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. I have a lot of interest. I mean, you know that I also paint.
Yes.
I enjoy painting a lot, and I enjoy drawing. I also read a lot. I'm a huge bookworm. and I enjoy
Huge.
to
No, just kidding.
huge book form, which was probably the biggest pain in the ass when I moved because all the books were really
Oh
heavy.
man, yeah.
Yeah, I still have quite a few left over there that I still haven't transported. So,
Wow.
so that's interesting. But yeah, besides that, I'm really into photography too. I love photography. Anything that has to do with art, really. I'm really into art, any kind of art, whether it be music, painting, drawing, sculpture.
Yeah.
I'm really into that. I also really enjoy working with animals. You already know that I'm a big animal
Yeah.
person. I foster. So yeah, so those are my passions in life. I think animals and art and film. Those are like my biggest joys in life.
Yeah. Definitely. No, yeah, definitely art for me too. I mean, I'm not a big, like art head, like painting, drawing, stuff like that, but I definitely do have like what I like about art is like it's kind of like, well, art based in general is subjective, but like
Mhm.
paintings and drawing and stuff like that, they could be just so subtle, but
Mhm.
like yet you're just staring at it for like a few minutes, like you're trying to figure out, or like it literally just like talks to you. It talks to every
Mhm.
individual person a different way,
Yeah.
and just like films or even music and stuff like that. Um,
Well, I mean,
but
that I was gonna mention. I mean, I know you dabbled into movie making, so I mean, that's art in itself.
yeah,
So, I mean,
yeah,
you definitely have like a vision that you like to
yeah,
do, as with everyone else. And like you said, art is so subtle, so it could be anything that just gets any sort of reaction out of you or feeling out of you. So that's what I love about it, and that it's so
yeah.
subjective.
Same here, and I think that's why I go back to film because it's one of the more like how can I put this? It's one of the more like it could get an emotion out of you more, you know, like more frequent. I don't know, like it can kind of like get emotions out of you like in different ways,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
I think because it has to do with like when you actually watch something. I'm a big fan of storytelling,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously we're all human. We all go through stories, so they can be relatable. So like that's the thing I like about film. Like when there's a film and it just hits you all of a sudden, kind of like one of the films that we were actually just talking about earlier, like Call Me by Your Name,
Mm-hmm.
is a good one
Beautiful
that
film.
like you don't like obviously like I can relate to it, but like I'm straight, but that's
Yeah.
the thing about that film that it captures. It doesn't really matter about like if it's gay or straight. It just
It's just a
matters
love
about
story.
the love story, the romantic aspect of it. So
Yeah,
that's
I
why,
saw it as a love story. Like when I went in there, I was like, "Wow, it's just a love story." And I don't know if you've
yeah.
seen. It kind of reminded me of. I don't know if you've seen Blue is the Warmest Color.
No, I haven't seen that one.
I highly recommend it too. But it's just in the same vessel because it's just a love story. It has no gender, has no it's not being straight, bi or gay. It's just love. Like you can literally
Yeah.
just fall in love with whomever, and it speaks to you. So I thought that was a beautiful movie. But I completely agree with you about the storytelling. I was actually thinking about that. I don't know if you've seen 12 Angry Men. Have you seen that one, the original one?
It's just because like
That's not a yes or a no.
there's so many films that I still have to watch, and like you're
It's
just
okay.
putting me on blast, Audrey.
I'm
I
sorry,
heard though
but
that movie is like on almost everybody's like at least top 10.
it's amazing. It's amazing. You have to watch it.
Yeah.
But because my thing with that movie, like I said, once again, I watched this when I was fairly young, and I remember thinking, I just watched a movie about 12 men in one room. Literally, just one room. That's all they had. It wasn't different scenes or anything. They're just literally in a room. And I was so interested in it. Like I was like,
Yeah.
wow. Like the way you that's how you know that you're a good actor and you're a good storyteller if you can still captivate your audience and you don't need all the gimmicks of like special effects or like crazy costumes or
Explosions and
yeah. Like it's just people telling a story, and I think that that's what makes that's what made it such a good movie. Like it was just beautifully told and beautifully acted. So I was like, man, So yes, you have to watch that, and
No,
then we
definitely,
can
yeah.
come back and
It's
talk about it. We're gonna have
or
to
talk about all these films that you've been mentioning. Hey, I seen this. Have you? No.
I'm sorry, but hey, I mean, this is what it's about, you know? I'm sure that
Yeah.
there's still a bunch of movies that I haven't seen, and there's too many movies in a lifetime, honestly, that I still want to watch. So,
You know what? I don't know if I told you. Did I tell you that I think the end of last year I watched Carpenter's The Thing for the first time.
yeah, I remember you were texting me while you were watching it.
I literally like that film. I think this and what was it? Rear Window are the only two films in recent history, or I think or recent history, like in recent memory,
Uh-huh.
or I think ever that I literally right when it ended, I literally played it back.
Really? That's how
Yeah,
much
I
you liked
love
it.
that movie so much. Like I don't know why it took me so long to see it. And like you said, it's really just a like really small story. Like
Mm-hmm.
about like these guys, figuring out like what the heck is going on. Like the story is so like really like simple, but just like I don't know. It was like
No,
that's why I
it's
love movies.
yeah, it's definitely good, and you know what? Like, I think that there's so many good movies that just slip through the cracks. You know? It's
Yeah.
like I kind of take it back to music. Like I mean, I'm a huge music fan too, as you know too. So I'm a huge fan, and what I like to do is I usually go to like the $2 bins because sometimes you find some really good stuff in there, and it's just
Yeah.
people that didn't get found. You know, like they just didn't get a shot that they deserved. And I think it's the
Yeah.
same thing with movies. Like so many filmmakers slip through the cracks that maybe could have been great, but they just didn't get a shot. So I think it's really important to not limit ourselves to just big name directors, you know?
Yeah.
Like just try and like if you're like looking at a movie and you're interested, like just watch it. Like, you know, if you don't like it, oh well, you know, at least you watched it and you gave it a shot, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
That's what I think.
that's what I think we can both agree that well, at least I've been trying to do that with my channel, like not just review the latest and greatest big blockbuster movies and stuff like that. Even though it kind of looks like it, because I'm doing the whole Road to Infinity War thing, and then the Black Panther came out and all that stuff. But that's definitely something that I always try to champion and tell other film lovers to. Just because like you heard something like a bad thing or a film is divisive, like still like if you're interested, go watch it. Go
Mhm.
watch it and make up your own opinion about it because everybody's taste is different.
Mhm.
So everybody's not gonna have the same opinion. So if you hear a lot of negative things, I say still go watch it, make up your own negative opinion if that's what it is.
Mhm.
So that's something I always try to champion, and I've always done. I guess I always tried my hardest to watch everything that I can. Whether it's a foreign film too, or it's with subtitles. I know there's some people like, oh, I don't want to watch it just because it has subtitles, or like it's another language. It's like, but some of the best films are foreign language.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
mean, for sure.
yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to say that real quick. That's something I know that we both have that view of like trying to watch not just one genre or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm a huge advocate for that too as well. I like to give everyone a shot, equally a shot. Like you know, sometimes the best movies that I've seen have a budget like that. I'm just like, wow, really? Like they have like the
Yeah,
smallest budget ever,
yeah,
and they're like amazing movies. So that just shows you that like you don't need all this crazy amount of money to create a beautiful piece of work. You know what I mean? Same thing
yeah.
with painting. Like people think you need expensive supplies and expensive paper and the most expensive paintbrushes and oils, but honestly, you really don't. Like I think it just depends on the person and how they
Yeah.
use what they have.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's a good thing you brought that up too, because that can be applied towards filmmaking too. You don't need like a $8,000 camera. Nowadays smartphones. I know there's been a few movies, like even Steven Soderbergh is going to make a movie. I think he already did actually, and it's
yeah.
being released this year. And obviously, Sean Baker he did Tangerine on the
Hmm.
iPhone 5. I think iPhone 5s. So yeah, that's something we can talk about like in film. Like, hey, if you have an iPhone nowadays, if you have an iPhone, go shoot a
Hmm.
movie. Get together with your friends and
Yeah.
start like that. Like, I think I was talking to a little bit about this with my guest last week, where he was going to film school and they were kind of trying to restrict like what he can watch and what to study and stuff like that. Like they were just only studying Oscar films, and sometimes there's great films that don't even get nominated for Oscars,
Yeah.
you know. But they're kind of trying to limit him what he can do, and he told me like, you know what, that's why I stopped going, because I found out, and I found out this myself too, that the best teacher could be just, hey, go ahead and do it yourself,
Yeah.
you know, and like get that experience. And that's how you that because me, I'm a hands-on guy, so I learn much better once I just do it.
Yeah.
So that can be said for film too.
Yeah, I mean, I've never gone to school for anything that I've learned. I mean, even for my profession, like what I actually do, I didn't go to school for that either. So,
Yeah.
for art, I didn't go to school. I just did it. And like you said, there's no better way than to just do it yourself, honestly. Like, literally, like, that's the only way you learn. Like, you just have
Yeah.
to do it. And I completely agree. Like, if you go to art school or if you go to film school, they're going to just show you the masterpieces, which is great because you need to learn about the
Yeah.
masters. But at the same time, like you said, some don't get nominated, and it just goes back to what I said before, that it's just they slip through the cracks. There's
Yeah.
just not enough for. They're like, you can't nominate all these great artists.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
but I think that's why it's important to just pay homage to even the smaller directors that just still are really talented, but they just didn't get their fair shot, I guess.
Yeah. No, I get it too. It's something I wanted to quickly say too that kind of relates to what we're talking about. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, the studios, they look at it obviously as a business. They're just
Right.
trying to make money. So that's why we see obviously like superhero films nowadays, action thrillers, whatever. They get marketed more because those are the ones that general movie going audiences go and they're more attracted to. But a lot of people don't know that, because they make those type of films, they have the budget to make all the other smaller films, and they have like sub studios as well. Like Fox has Fox Searchlight and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I would also want to say this in this podcast and champion that, like, if you love film, go watch and support those films as well. Because not if you really want film and like more new ideas and there's just sequels, there's just remakes, then go support those newer films. As like A24 is a good example of a studio and the distributor that's been, in my opinion, knocking out of the park with some great films and some great new up and coming filmmakers. So if you really love film, then go support it. You know what I'm saying? Go
Yeah.
support all the smaller films as well, because there is going to be like the Infinity Wars and stuff like that. But I think me and you both can agree on this, that at the end of the day, we would rather have something like a Moonlight last year, or like this past year for me, something that's coming in my mind right now, like a Florida Project. Because I find myself connecting to those films a little bit more because they do dive into, like I was talking about a little bit earlier, like the human emotions, human experiences, and relatable stuff. And that's, for me, why I like and love film. But don't get me wrong, I know I'm still going to be first in line for Infinity War. And even Han Solo, even though I don't want a Han Solo movie, I'm still going to go check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, because it's just those are movies that are just so what's the word that I'm looking for? Like, they're just they're institution, like Star Wars. Like, come on, like, it's Star Wars. Like, of course you're gonna get excited about it, But I definitely agree. There's movies that do something more to your psyche that elevate you to another level, and you make a deeper connection with them. Like, for me, one of those movies is definitely Melancholia, and I actually recommended it to you, and you ended up watching it, right? And I mean, I totally get it. Like, for you, it probably didn't do what it did to me. But like, once again, it's subjective. But it's just like those movies, like, they do something to you that you're just like, man, like, you just like have to like step back and be like, whoa, like, what did I just watch, And and I totally agree. Like, I mean, I'm just gonna always love films like that, and they're not films that you can watch over and over again because they're that deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you watch it once, that's all you need. Like, sometimes that's all you need. Like, Melancholia, I can't watch it a lot. Like, I've probably only watched it twice, and I can't watch it often because it just does something to me. Like, it messes me up. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop it there. But it's definitely in my favorites because it's just a great movie for me. So yeah, I agree with what you said about that. completely.
Yeah. And then kind of talking now, I don't think we text and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I kind of want to know, like, I know you just told me too that you watched Phantom Thread not too long ago. How was that for you? Did you like it? Did you?
Oh yeah, I loved it. I honestly, it was one of those movies that kind of just popped up for me. Like I hadn't seen anything about it. I didn't even
Yeah.
know anything about it going in. I had no idea. And it just I saw it advertised and I was like, "Wow, this looks really good." And then I heard I saw what it was about kind of, and it was kind of confusing at first and I was like, "What is this?" But then going into it and when I finally watched it, I really really enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. I think that was actually the first movie I've seen in theaters this year, and my first review as well.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. It's Daniel Day Lewis, obviously, and Paul Thomas Anderson. So obviously they've collabed before, and it's been great. But this one was very interesting because of Daniel Day Lewis's character, and the supporting cast was freaking great. The two female leads was Vicky Krieps and I'm forgetting the other.
His sister,
I think.
Manville.
Yeah, Leslie Manville. Thank you. Yeah, they were. I found that movie super surprising because obviously Daniel Day Lewis is one of the greatest actors, if not the greatest. But they did a fantastic job in keeping up with him. You know,
Yeah,
and some of the scenes too, like Jesus Christ, like the sister just like slapped this fool metaphor, you know, like kind of like figuratively speaking, like damn, like it was really great. The cinematography, which actually I don't know if you know this, but Paul Thomas Anderson did himself, which is really interesting. I found it to be kind of a reflection of the character. I found like it was so picky, like the shots, you know, like
Yeah.
it was really interesting. I
And
really enjoyed it.
when I found out that it was his last film, I was like, oh man, like
Yeah,
I was
everybody
like-
thinks he's gonna come out or retire, man. Like he's just joking or something. But if
I
it was his last
know.
film, I don't know.
It makes me sad, and I remember thinking that because I watched it with a friend, and I remember he told me after the movie he was like, I looked over at you and you had this look in your eye, like you were like completely into the movie, and I was like, I was, you know.
She
that
said,
scene-
"Well, yeah."
I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but there's this scene, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna know what I'm talking about. There's this scene where they're at the dining table and they're eating breakfast, and I mean, it's something trivial.
The toast.
Yeah. Something
Okay.
so trivial like that, right?
Yeah.
It's just toast. But I was like blown away because I was like, Daniel Day Lewis, you're like a fucking god. Like something so trivial like that, he made it so interesting and so
Yeah.
like I was just like that scene itself. I was like, wow. Like I was mind blown. I was like, man, like he can make it look so interesting and so powerful, and it's just
Yeah.
him eating breakfast, like or they're just
Yeah.
at breakfast table. So man, that just it left me in awe. Like that was definitely a great movie that I enjoyed, and
Yeah.
the costumes were amazing, beautiful,
Yeah.
super beautiful. It was just really pretty to look at. I think in general.
Would you want one of his dresses?
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah! I mean, I don't know how I'd look in it, but I would rock it.
Yeah. I don't. Did he make suits for guys, or it was just dresses?
No, I think it was just dresses. Yeah, because I know.
Damn it.
Sorry, John.
I can't get a suit from
You
him.
can't get a suit from
I have to stick to freaking what was it called? Men's Warehouse.
Sorry. Yep, you're gonna have to stick to that.
All right, but all right. So this is going to be the part of the. I think we're going to kind of continue with what we're talking about because we're going to get into the latest releases. You know what's opening this week. Like I said, the week of February 27th, which is today. And then I believe this weekend, obviously, they're going to have some releases on Thursday night, which is March 1st, first day of March. I can't believe we're in March already, 2018.
Man.
That is crazy.
It's crazy.
But these releases are going to be on Friday. So we have Red Sparrow, which obviously is starring Jennifer Lawrence, Joel Edgerton, and is directed by Francis Lawrence. And we also have Death Wish, which is directed by Eli Roth, which is pretty interesting, and starring Bruce Willis. And there's also an A24 film, which right after this, I'm going to look if it's playing this Friday near me. And I'm going to go see that. It's called The Vanishing of Sydney Hall. And it's starring Logan Lerman and Elle Fanning. And I don't know the director. It's called Sean Christensen. I don't know if we know anything he's done before. But out of those, what interests you? Do you want to see any of them? Or
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and the answer is no.
oh, wow.
I'm not excited for any of them, to be honest. I'll still go watch them, of course. Like I said, I'll watch them, but for me to say that I'm looking forward to any of them would be a lie. Red Sparrow, I just actually, we were talking about this. I'm not huge. I'm probably going to have a lot of people hate me for this, but I'm sorry. I really am not a fan of Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just not. Like, I know she's America's sweetheart right now. Like, everyone loves her because she's hilarious and, you know, she's pretty to look at and stuff. But I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge fan of hers. And especially in this film, I saw the trailer and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not down.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'll probably still end up watching it because I will watch it. But I'm not super excited. And, you know, it's crazy because I am a horror fan, but I'm not a huge Eli Roth fan.
Oh man, I kind of knew that was coming though.
I'm not. His whole torture porn thing that he has going on, it's not my cup of tea.
So you don't like Hostel?
We've gone over this. Yeah, it's not one of my favorites. No, I wouldn't consider
Oh, that's
it as
right.
good.
I think we have a video on that too, huh?
Yeah, we have a video, where I go into full detail of why I don't like that film. Check it out, you guys.
Plug.
You have to go way back, but it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm not a fan. And the A24 film, I haven't seen anything about it. It's probably not going to show where I'm at, so I probably won't be able to watch it anyways.
Sorry about that.
Let me know how it is, John, and then I'll check it out like a month later.
I'll try to go watch it. I'll record it for you.
Okay.
Facebook Live or something.
Nice. You're a good friend. You're a very good friend. But what about you? Are you looking forward to anyone? Well, you said you want to see the A24 one.
Yeah, if that one's playing, then I'll rather go see that and review it rather than Red Sparrow or Death Wish because it's A24.
Just because it's A24.
Yeah, just because, like, screw all the other ones. No, but Francis Lawrence, I believe actually he did I Am Legend, which I freaking love that movie. I don't know why. I know it's like kind of, iffy on a lot of people, but I really loved it. I know he's done Water for Elephants with Robert. I was gonna say Robert Paulson.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Patterson and Reese Witherspoon. I haven't seen that, but I heard again mixed things on it. And then he's done the last Hunger Game movies, which that's why I think he's reteaming with Jennifer Lawrence. But that one, I've heard relatively good things about it, and it does really it interests me a little bit. But it's not like one like if I can see something else, and I'll see it.
Yeah.
And then Death Wish, I kind of really want to see it because of Bruce Willis. Like, he's one of my, like, all-time, like, favorite heroes, Yeah. But yeah, Eli Roth, I haven't seen Cabin Fever. I haven't seen, I've seen Hostel, but, like, almost all of it. But I don't know. It was cool, but, yeah, I don't think I can, like, I'm not a big fan of the, torture porn as well. Like, I like horror, like... That's why I would really recommend you to go see Annihilation if you want, because I think it has some of the best horror that I've seen lately.
Really?
Because there's just one specific scene that, at least for me, had me on the edge of my seat. I was like, "Holy fuck, this is terrifying!
That's
this is really cool. Like, this is really cool that they pulled this off in this type of film."
Now you piqued my interest.
Yeah, but I say you still go watch it. It's a cool watch. Right now, it's getting it's very divisive, but if you want something...
Sorry. Did you watch The Winchester House? I don't know if I...
No, I heard bad things about it. Like it's...
But you have to go see it still. Come on.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like right now...
You're trying to be picky and...
yeah, because it's the beginning of the year. When I'm gonna try to start seeing a lot more stuff, obviously for the channel and to kind of
Yeah.
because March is freaking packed with releases. But and I
It's
think
gonna be
it's not gonna slow down. But have you heard of Love, Simon?
yes.
Yes, I might actually have. I wish you were over here, Audrey. I would take you to go see it with me tomorrow. But I have
Wow.
some passes for it tomorrow, and it's not releasing till March 16th, so a little bit later in the month. But I'm gonna go see it tomorrow, which I'm really excited.
Nice.
I just thought I'd mention that for my listeners to kind of prepare them for a review. But
It's
yeah, it
coming.
looks really cool. It looks interesting. On
Yeah.
the heels of something like Call Me by Your Name and stuff. It looks really cool. It looks really interesting.
Yeah, no, I do want to see that one too. But yeah, sucks that I'm not over there. Damn it.
I know, like lately, there's been I don't want to like rub it in your face or anything, but it's just
Don't you
I'll say
now?
this. I'll say this. There's been a lot of stuff like I would like to take you because it's like it's always like a +1 type of situation,
Right.
and like I can't like I have friends, but I know me and you know one of them, and he doesn't like these kind of movies. My guest from last week,
Hint, hint.
but
You
yeah,
know who you are.
yeah, hint hint. So there's not really like someone I can take definitely, so that's why I was like, man, like I need
Like it's not
need
like me that I'll
Audrey
just
back.
see anything.
Yeah,
I'll go watch it, whatever. I don't care. I'm not biased.
yeah, no, definitely. But I think that covers
The new releases part.
the new releases. Is there anything you've seen lately that you would want to quickly talk about or anything? How'd you like? I know you like Shape of Water, right?
Oh, I love Shape of Water. Oh man, that was another film that just blew my mind. It surpassed my expectations. Like I was expecting it to be good because it looked really good in the trailers, but when I watched it, I was like, wow, like he really hit like the nail on the head with this movie. Like I think he deserves anything that he
The,
that
the
he's gonna be.
nominations, and
Yeah,
he's actually been
anything.
winning some.
Yeah, I know, and I'm
He's
like,
won the
man,
Directors Guild,
like
I think.
yeah, and I'm just like, wow, like he just did such an amazing job. Like it was beautiful, and the I love the musical score. It was great too.
Yeah,
Um, it was just it was good.
I think it was Alexander Desplat.
It was definitely one of my favorites that I saw. Of course, Lady Bird. I was a fan. I loved it also. Greta Gerwig she did an amazing job. Which, by the
Yeah.
way, you haven't seen this probably either. Sorry,
Oh man, here we go again.
you're just getting hit, man.
I'm gonna have a lot of unsubscribers watch.
No, 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 no. Don't nobody unsubscribe, please. No, no, no. It's just it's Francis Ha. We've talked about it before.
Francis what?
Francis Ha, like ha, like
Francis
ha.
Ha
Yeah, like ha ha.
is Greta Gerwig did that to her? No, huh?
She's in it.
Oh, okay, she's an actress. No, I
She's
haven't seen that.
yeah, she's in it, and it's an amazing film. It's on Netflix, so you have no excuse, John. You can totally see it. It's just a matter of you wanting to.
Yeah.
But that was when I realized that she's amazing, and I really liked her in 21st Century Women, or is it 20th? I forget.
21st Century one, yeah.
That one. She did an amazing job in that movie as well. So
I didn't-
she's definitely one to watch, I think.
I didn't know she was in that one. Because to be honest, I first found out about Greta Gerwig with this film, with Lady Bird. I
Really?
knew, then
Yeah.
everybody was saying like, oh, she's an actress. I was like, have I seen her in anything? But apparently she's been in some films.
Yeah, and she's amazing in both of those. I think she does an amazing job. And I think she's definitely a powerhouse. Like she's one to watch for sure.
Yeah.
I think we can expect something good from her too. I'm trying to think if I've seen anything else that I really enjoyed. Like I said, it's been kind of shitty now that I'm over here. I can't really watch that much movies, but I mean, I still watch stuff on like Filmstruck and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've been trying to just watch everything on my watch list because I have a bad habit of like skipping and like I'm all over the place. So now I'm kind of like just trying to go down the line so I can eliminate my watch
like
list.
finally just okay,
Yeah.
cool. Whatever's next, whatever next.
Yeah, like I'm just like bulldozing through it because I'm like, no, we gotta do this. And you know what? It's crazy. There's some films. I mean, I don't know if you have the app. Do you have the app?
Filmstruck? Mm-hmm. No.
Oh, okay. Well, when I'm sure you'll download it at some point.
Yeah. It's gonna end up on my laundry list, Audrey.
Well, yeah, because there's some really good movies on there. Like you need to take advantage and just
Yeah.
watch them while you can, because they're still on there. So I highly recommend that you download the free trial at least. Just take a week off of work, you know. Just take off a week.
Yeah.
Off
Oh
and
yeah,
just-
cool. You know, like for my new job, you know, I barely started and
Yeah, just take a week off. They'll
I was just,
understand.
hey
You're like,
guys,
"Hey."
you know, I'm gonna take a week off to watch films.
For
That'll be
educational purposes, okay? So it's okay. I would
Yeah.
let you. I'd be like, shit, man, go ahead, take a month off if you need to.
yeah. Damn,
but yeah.
that's gotta be the life. Getting paid and watch movies.
Yes, that is the goal.
But I think, yeah, you're right. I think that's it. The recent releases, and I kind of just want to quickly go over with you like anything that you might have seen recently. But yeah, we can finally kind of talk about something.
Well, we can talk about the special day. We haven't talked about that yet, and we're already
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll know from the thumbnail and my titling of the podcast. But finally, it's the part where we get to, you know, today is a special day because a year ago,
to music. Cue music.
cue the music. You know, a year ago, me and Audrey actually started the Real Talk on YouTube when we uploaded our first episode, which we were kind of doing movie news, you know, and it's. I look back at that video, I was like, man, like this passed with me. It was horribly lit. I stumble and like mumble and like the beginning, the way I introed it, it's like, what the heck? Like, I don't know, but it was cool. Like I said,
It was a good time.
it was a good time. We were both learning, you know.
Yeah, it was our first video. We had never done anything. Well, I mean, I had never done anything like that. I was
Yeah.
so awkward. Like, I hated being on camera. I still hate being on camera, but you know, I started getting used to it after a while. But I remember it was a very dark film. I mean, a very dark
Yeah.
video, and we were kind of off centered a little bit.
Yeah. No, yeah, there's a lot of, we can keep going on and on.
But I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been there from day one. Like, man, like
No, yeah.
that has actually been there from the beginning.
Definitely. Yeah, it's insane to think about. Like, I just the channel's recently hit that milestone of 500 subscribers, which, you know, I don't really think we talked about like, oh, hey, you know, what do you want to do when we reach this? You know, because we'll just start and then that's it. You know, we didn't think we are gonna, you know, get to 100 anytime soon, to 200, even let alone 500. Which is insane, and it's really like humbling in a sense, because it's like people want to see these videos, like my thoughts or your thoughts, you know, and like
Yeah.
it's just weird for me, you know, like it's awesome, but at the same time it's just surreal, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say that we both did this just purely out of our love of movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we literally wanted to do this just so we could have some platform where we could voice our opinion and talk about what we love, which is movies.
Yeah.
So the fact that now we have, well, that the Real Talk has 500, like, that's amazing. I'm just like mind blown. I'm like, wow. And I think like it's cool because when it's more of like a slower process, I think it's cool because I think your audience is that more cemented. Like, they're actual people that actually really enjoy your content, and not just like, you know, people who are just adding you just because, you know.
Yeah.
Like sub for sub, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, kind of thing. Like, I think it's really good, and I've noticed that you've had a really good, positive response from the YouTube community, from
Yeah.
other YouTubers, which I think is awesome, because I think support in any type of community for art or anything else is really important, especially when
Yeah.
you're doing stuff like this. So
No, yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the things that I wasn't expecting the community, like I didn't even know, like I knew there's other people, like I wanted to attract film lovers,
Mm-hmm.
but then I just like found out about this whole like community of people doing it too. And it's like, you can look at it like, damn, like there's so much competition, but like this is why I love the community that we're in, because all these people, they just have the same love of movies, and we help each other out. We're like collaborating, we comment, like it's just like now I don't even see like other YouTubers like Collider. I just watch the Schmodown, but I don't watch their videos. Like the people I watch on YouTube is the community now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just so amazing. I don't know. I've met some cool people and made some great friends, and yeah, it's just it's crazy that all this happened, and it's been a year already.
Yeah, it's mind
It
blowing.
flew by, like it's insane. Like what the heck?
Yeah, I know. It's like, where did the year go? Like it's
For
crazy.
real.
Like I can't believe it. But yeah, I mean, we made it this far.
Yeah, it's insane. And yeah, to anybody listening, like Audrey said, if you've been here since day one, thank you so much. Thank you for all the support that everybody's been giving to
Mm-hmm.
the channel and stuff. And hopefully, we can continue to bring you, great stuff,
Exciting
great
content.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
films, something we all love.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, coming off those heels, I think we can actually announce something. Usually
Drum
in
roll,
my
please.
drum roll, please. Usually, my guests are just a one time thing. Hey, cool, thanks for making the time. But yeah, this thing is actually gonna take off with, and me and Audrey are gonna be doing the podcast now, and she's gonna be joining me for hopefully every podcast now.
Yay!
We've always been wanting to get you back here, on the channel some way, shape, or form. And now we're able to do it with this podcast, and people can
Yeah.
still hear your thoughts on the latest movies or anything you're watching, and on this podcast. So I'm super excited for you to be full time here
Yeah, I'm
on the
excited
podcast.
too. I know, I'm super excited. Like I really missed it. Like you have no idea. Like
Yeah,
I was like, man, I want to be a part of the Real Talk still, and I was trying so hard. But we're both busy and life gets in the
yeah,
way. But
life.
yeah, life happens, and all you can do is just kind of keep going with it. So now it looks like we finally have everything that we need
Yeah,
to make this
yeah,
work. So yeah, so now I'm gonna be a permanent fixture on the Real Talk podcast. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited. It sucks that I can't be there for like the videos, but hopefully soon. I'm working on
yeah,
it. Be patient. I'm working on it, and I'll be over there. I'm not done with California yet.
yeah.
Like that's ultimately where I want to be. So hopefully soon I can be over there. But for now, this will have to do. And I'm really looking forward to it, though. I'm super stoked for it.
Yeah, me too. It's definitely something, like I said, we've been trying to work on, and finally it's gonna happen. Yeah, but I missed having you on here to talk movies and stuff like that, and now I'm excited that it's gonna be weekly here. But yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna also just keep working on it as well. We're gonna try to make this podcast great, not just latest releases or anything like that. We're gonna try to make this a real cool actual show to tune in, and not only talk movies but kind of get to know us a little bit as well, and just kind of have a cool chill time, on your way to work, at the
Mm-hmm.
gym, have a conversation with us about some of the latest films. And hey, we might well, definitely we're going to be talking about some other films as well.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see what we're able to cook up here for everybody.
Yep. Exactly. I'm excited too.
But all right, guys, I think that does it for this week's podcast of the Real Talk podcast. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to future episodes with my co-host now,
Yes.
Audrey. But real quick, if they want to follow you on social media, I know you don't have a Twitter, right? But you have an Instagram?
Yes, I do. They can follow me on Instagram. It is, I don't know. Do you want to? Oh, I don't know if you can post it anywhere, but I can say it.
I could leave it in the description down below for
Okay.
people if they want to go there and follow you.
Yeah, for sure. They can give me a follow on Instagram. I also have a Facebook. It's just my name, Audrey Lopez. So they can always follow me on there too. I really want to interact more. That's something that I want to do. Interact more with the subscribers, just to get to know them, because I think that's really important. So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
give me a follow. Say hi. Don't be shy. Like I want to get to know you. I want to see. I mean, I know you know your subscribers a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
So I want to catch up and really interact with them more. So yeah. So just go ahead and we'll leave the info in the description box.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that's you guys can follow her in the link in the description down below, as well as me on Twitter and Instagram and Stardust and all that good stuff. And yeah, also too, I know I didn't talk to Audrey about this, but maybe she can join in a few live streams every now and then too. As
Yeah,
I think this was a success, both audio and video stuff. So yeah, we'll just look forward to more Audrey here on the channel.
Yes, I'm gonna stay now this time.
No, but all right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and Audrey, thanks so much for being on today and for all the other future episodes as well.
Yes, it's always a pleasure.
All right, guys. So we'll talk to you next time, and I'll see you at the movies.
Just